Hello, my beautiful human. Welcome back to the She Did It Anyway podcast. I'm so excited you're here. It has been such an insane few weeks talking to so many different women about personal branding. If you've seen my 2023 predictions, you know that personal branding and developing your personal brand is going to be so vital for your success as an entrepreneur, but also as this ambitious career focused woman. It does not matter if you're an entrepreneur or not. Doesn't matter if you have a 9 to 5. It doesn't matter if you are working as a freelancer. It doesn't matter if you are a makeup artist, if you are a fitness instructor, if you are a product-based business, or you have a massive service-based business. It does not matter. Your personal brand is going to be the most important marketing tool when you are thinking about developing a growth strategy to scale your business. It's going to be the most important tool when you're thinking about climbing the ladder in your job, in your career. The reason being is there are more people doing all of the things, selling all of the products, applying for all of the jobs. If people don't know you for who you want them to know you for, you are not going to be the first person they think of when they need something. And what happens with that is it actually closes the doors to so many opportunities that could be available for you. And when I think about my entrepreneurship journey, obviously you know that I talk a lot about working at Yahoo before, Tumblr, Yahoo News, and climbing the ladder through corporate America. What I didn't realize that I was doing during that time was that I was building my personal brand throughout the years, since 2013. I had started talking on social about doing fitness bikini competitions, becoming a mom, working in corporate. I shared, the good, the bad, and the ugly in relationships that I've had, friendships, all the things. But I was really just using social to just talk, to just share my content. But what was happening was I developed a brand for myself. And when I got laid off in December of 2019, I realized that the only reason that I was able to sell out my course the first time launching, the only reason that I was able to land a deal with Reebok, the only reason why I was able to sign a contract with the YWCA, all at my first pitches, the first time saying, hey, I'm going to do this, is because of the personal brand that I had built. People had trusted me. I had built that loyalty. I had built a name for myself. I had a reputation. And that reputation allowed me those opportunities. I think back to while I was in corporate America and how developing a personal brand during that time is so important. And we've talked about it before where I've seen people get laid off and they just don't know what to do. They're like, literally, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to begin. I don't know, what am I good at? What am I not good at? What are my interests? And most of the time as humans, we wait until our back is against the wall to actually take action and make change and do something. But I want to inspire you to build your personal brand before the layoff, before things hit rock bottom, before you feel like I'm so fed up with this job. Maybe there's even a passion or this gut feeling of I want more. I want to do something else. I just don't know what to do. I'm here to tell you, you don't need to figure that out right away. You don't need to figure out what it is that you need to do right away. You just need to figure out who you are, what you want people to know you for. That has nothing to do with your title. That's literally what are the things that you're good at? Who are you? What is your story? What is the legacy that you want to leave behind? And so obviously, personal branding is very important. I realized that because of my personal brand, I was able to have the opportunities that I was able to have. And in return, I was like, okay, because of this, I need to help more women build their personal brands. Why wouldn't I do that? for the past couple of years, I've been really like distilling all of the different personal brands that exist and the power of personal branding and studying like the Kylie Jenners and the Kanye Wests and the Rihannas and the Kardashians and really understand why they're able to be so successful. Why was Kanye able to take Adidas and blow it out of the waters through Yeezy? Why was Kylie Jenner able to sell her lip kits within like 30 seconds of launching? I took all of those examples and I took all of the things that I teach inside Empowered Confidence through BBA, which is our course, our mastermind, the retreat, my consulting. I've taken all of the things, the marketing degree, the hours of case studies, my experience at Yahoo, and I've combined it into 4 phases. And I realized that every successful brand needs to have these 4 phases. And so today I'm going to talk to you about those 4 phases. So phase number 1. And this is our pillars that we teach inside everything that we do. It is now our core to how we bring someone from point A to point B. Phase number 1 is your identity. It is who you are. And I actually like to call it like the founder. And it's not because it's, for just entrepreneurs, but being the founder of this brand, this feeling, this identity, this thing is so powerful. But rather than calling it the founder for this, for this example, let's stick with identity. You need to truly curate who you are and your identity. And so inside that phase, we dive into your story. So really taking some time to like brain dump your story. You know how much I love brain dumps. Brain dumping your story and outlining who you are, the things that you've experienced, and really understanding like, why do you do the things that you do? What have you experienced in the past that now make it so you act and believe and feel the way that you do? What's really cool about the brain dump in this identity phase is that you'll realize a lot of the times the strengths that you have, the passions that you have stemmed from things that you did growing up. It's the coolest thing diving into the brain dumps of my clients. They submit their stories to me and I help them curate and outline this like beautiful bio that encompasses all of the things that they've experienced and what they want to do and leave their legacy. Like, what is that legacy? And so that is your identity phase. In the identity phase, it's also really important when you're thinking about building that personal brand to understand like, what do people know you for right now? What is that brand perception? And I always go back to this idea of like, that is an opportunity no matter what, because I remember when I was doing fitness competitions, people always came to me for like diets and workouts and routines. And so fast forward, when I started business consulting, there were times that I would still get fitness questions. And I understood that that wasn't a negative thing. That was just an opportunity for me to talk less about that aspect that is no longer part of like my pillar of what I want people to know me for, and talk more about what I want people to know me for. If you want someone to know you for being a business coach, you can't talk about being a beauty influencer. You got to be a business coach, right? And when we think about marketing, which we'll get to, when we say we are the go-to, if you want someone to think of you as the go-to candle company, you have to say we are the go-to candle company. Like you literally have to tell humans how they should think. And so that all goes into the identity phase. Inside the identity phase, this is also where your goals live. This is where your boundaries live. This is where I call it hello fear. This is where your fear training comes in place. Once you have established the identity phase, then it's time to go into the brand phase. The brand phase is the messaging. We divide it into 2 parts, your messaging and your visual identity. And so once you've identified who you are, your goals, your boundaries, like all of the things, it's now time to put it into words to make people feel something. It's also time to put it into colors and imagery and a vibe that people can resonate with. if you notice, a lot of the times when we're thinking about doing anything when it comes to building a personal brand, because most of the people that are building their personal brand are entrepreneurs, even though now more than ever that's changing, they start with the business aspect. They start thinking, well, how do I make money? And then they decide, okay, I know how I'm going to make money. I'm going to make this product or service. I'm going to now market it. And so I'm going to spend all of this money on ads and I'm just going to push this out. Why those businesses tend to fizzle out is because they don't have an identity. They don't have a personal brand that's attached to them. And they don't have that messaging and the visual identity prioritized. And so in our phases, it starts with identity. It goes into brand. And so you have your messaging and your visual identity. And then you decide on how I'm going to monetize it. When we use the word monetization, a lot of the times, again, we think of just businesses. You are a business. You know, I love the quote of Jay-Z, or the lyric that Jay-Z said of, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. You are a business. Business opportunities may not necessarily mean you're leaving your full-time job to start a company. Opportunities may be speaking. So you have a topic and a strength that you're really good at this one thing. You're really, you have a passion for it. You could talk about it forever. That's an opportunity for you to start traveling and speaking about it, going on to podcasts, going on stages, hosting events, like doing all of that. Monetizing could look like working with brands. It could look like launching a product business, a service business, a podcast that could be a funnel. I mean, there's so many different opportunities when you're thinking about monetizing your personal brand. All that means is you are taking your reputation, you're bundling it up in like a gorgeous, gorgeous bow, and you're saying, hey, this is what I can offer you. This is the value that I provide, and here's how you pay me for it. And so when you're thinking about there's an identity, I like to make it into a story. So there's this human, there's an identity. They create this brand that people know and recognize because they're super consistent with it. And they have a value that they're providing and they're getting paid for that value. And now the last phase is the marketing phase. This is when now you can think about your website. This is when you start thinking about your social media. Like, what am I supposed to post? What am I supposed to write on LinkedIn? How do I update my resume? Like, what am I talking about? What am I talking about on stage? That is where marketing comes in place. And all marketing is getting your value, your service, your product, your name, your reputation out there to the people that are looking for you. Marketing is a tool to let you reach more people. Marketing is also, which is why I went to school for marketing, and I love this concept of it. You get to make people feel something through words, through images, through products, through services. Through your brand, you get to make people feel something, and you do that through marketing strategies. And so now when it comes to us we've helped hundreds of women now build their personal brand. We always start, no matter where you are. It doesn't matter if you are a multiple 7-figure business owner, entrepreneur, CEO, whatever. You are starting with the identity phase. You have to always start with the identity phase. Then we go into your messaging and your visual identity for your brand. Then we go and talk about monetization. Like, what do you have now that's not working that we can update? Are there new revenue streams that we can add? And the last thing is marketing. We will focus on helping you outline your website. Like, what is the flow to get someone from the second they see you to actually convert? Your social media. Are you actually being social? Are you using different media outlets to be social? So we help you with that, create your content buckets with you, and really identify what are those legacy buckets? What do you want people to know you for? Thinking about speaking engagements, where should you go to speak? What events should you attend? Now we've added podcasting in there because it's just so cool when you think about podcasting is such a powerful marketing tool to connect with people in a way that they can consume you no matter what they're doing. That's so cool to me. You could be driving, you could be cleaning, you could be picking up your kids from school, you could be going for a walk, you could be working out, and you get to listen to something that is going to then inevitably make you do something, feel something. Like, it is so cool to me. So do we help you create a podcast? Like, thinking about all of these different marketing outlets. If you're listening to this as an entrepreneur, it is time to build your personal brand. If you're listening to this as a career-driven woman, if you want more opportunities for yourself, it is time to build your personal brand. For all of my, it was so funny because I have more stay-at-home moms as clients than I do entrepreneurs at this point, which is comical. And it's so cool being able to support these women that are like, oh my God, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I've been dying to do this for so long. I just don't know how to do it. Can you help me? Like, that makes me so excited because I remember being a stay-at-home mom with Sebi, and it was just, I had so many passions and I wasn't ready to just give those up just because I was a mom. And so for my stay-at-home moms, it is time to build your personal brand. And I'm really excited to start talking to you more about the confidence that you build when you are taking control of the narrative when it comes to who you are, to your reputation. I would love to know what phase you are right now with your branding. Do you have a personal brand? You've developed a personal brand? Do you feel like you do have a personal brand, but you just don't like what people know you for right now and you want to change that? Are you ready to open up more opportunities? I just want to learn a little bit more about where you stand with it. So for your challenge for this episode, I would love for you to send me a quick message and let me know that you've listened to this episode and where you are when it comes to your personal branding journey. I'm so excited to support you. This is so exciting for me because you know that I would not be here recording this episode for you if I did not spend time building my own personal brand. And I've seen the opportunities and the amazing ways that it has changed my life, all by simply controlling the narrative when it comes to who I am and what people know me for. I'm excited to talk to you. I'm so grateful for you as always. And I love you and I can't wait to talk to you so soon. Bye. And don't forget, no matter what, she did it anyway.